When you think of powerful mind control, you might imagine some superhero bending others to their will with a wave of their hand. But what if I told you the real power lies in transforming your own thoughts? This is exactly what the Scarlet Witch does. She's not just about mind control over others, she's about dominating her own mind to create unstoppable power. And the cool part? You can learn to do the same. Let's start with a key truth. Your thoughts control everything. The way you think directly influences your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your results. That's why mastering your thoughts is the most powerful skill you can have. And while some people believe they're stuck with negative thinking patterns, I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. You can transform those negative thoughts and use them to fuel your mental strength. Let's look at the first rule. Recognize the power of your thoughts. Everything begins with awareness. The moment you become aware of your thoughts is the moment you take the first step in transforming them. So many of us let our thoughts run wild, like a broken record playing over and over, without ever questioning them. But the truth is, every thought you have has the potential to shape your reality. This was true for the Scarlet Witch. In the comics, she was able to harness the power of her mind to reshape reality itself. And you, too, have the power to reshape your reality by changing the way you think. Start by paying attention to your thoughts. Are they positive or negative? Are they limiting you or empowering you? When you start noticing what's going on in your mind, you'll be able to take control and guide your thoughts in the direction that serves you best. Next, challenge the negative thoughts. It's one thing to recognize that negative thoughts exist, but it's another to do something about them. Negative thoughts, if left unchecked, can easily spiral into self-doubt, fear, or even paralyzing anxiety. But what if I told you there's a simple trick to dismantle them? The key here is to question them. Whenever a negative thought enters your mind, ask yourself, is this really true? For example, if you think, I'm not good enough, challenge that. Is it true? Or is it just a limiting belief that's been ingrained in you? Ask yourself for evidence that proves that thought wrong. This is a mental exercise that the Scarlet Witch used when dealing with her own chaotic powers. She didn't let her fears or negative thoughts control her. She confronted them head-on and turned them into a strength. When you challenge your negative thoughts, you stop them from having the power to control you. Instead of letting a single thought spiral into a whole mental meltdown, you can stop it in its tracks, disarm it, and then replace it with something that serves you better. Third, reframe your thoughts to build new beliefs. This one is huge, and it's where the Scarlet Witch's true mental power comes in. Once you've started recognizing and challenging negative thoughts, the next step is to reframe them. This means changing the way you look at a situation or belief. Let's say you fail at something and your mind automatically tells you, I'm just not good enough. Instead of accepting that, reframe it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? Reframing shifts your perspective from one of defeat to one of growth. It turns negative experiences into opportunities. And just like the Scarlet Witch was able to take chaotic, destructive energy and transform it into something powerful, you can take your own negative thoughts and transform them into a source of strength. Now that you've begun challenging and reframing your negative thoughts, it's time to take it up a notch. The next rule is about visualization and mental rehearsal. This is where you start to create your own mental reality. The Scarlet Witch didn't just rely on her raw power. She used her mind to visualize and rehearse her control over chaos. You can do the same. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It's about using your mind to paint vivid pictures of success, happiness, and power. This isn't some fluffy motivational trick. It's a powerful tool that can change the way your brain works. When you visualize a positive outcome, your brain starts to believe that it's possible. In fact, studies show that athletes and high achievers use visualization to improve their performance and build mental resilience. So, the next time you're facing a challenge or negative thought, take a moment to close your eyes and imagine the best possible outcome. Picture yourself succeeding, handling the situation with confidence, and feeling powerful. The more vividly you visualize this success, the more real it becomes in your mind, which makes it easier to act on. Following that, we have mindfulness and present moment focus. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your own thoughts, this rule is for you. The Scarlet Witch didn't always rely on the future or the past. She focused on the present moment, where her true power lay. And this is something that can really help you get control over your mind. When we let our minds wander, it's easy to get lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past. This pulls us away from the present and gives negative thoughts even more room to grow. Mindfulness is all about bringing your focus back to the here and now. This could mean simply paying attention to your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or becoming aware of the thoughts passing through your mind without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you stop yourself from getting caught up in negative thought spirals. You learn to let go of stress and focus on the task at hand. This level of control is incredibly powerful because it prevents you from getting overwhelmed by emotions. It's about creating a space where you can make decisions based on clarity and calm rather than fear or anxiety. Now, affirmations and positive self-talk come into play. These are some of the most underrated mental tools, but they can have a huge impact on how you feel about yourself and the world. The Scarlet Witch didn't just rely on her magic to control her thoughts. She also used her inner voice to keep herself grounded and focused. You can do the same by intentionally speaking positively to yourself. Affirmations are simple statements you repeat to yourself, such as, "I am strong, I am capable, I can handle this." When you repeat these words often enough, they start to replace the negative beliefs that may have held you back in the past. They work because they start to rewire the way you think. Instead of telling yourself, "I can't do this," you start telling yourself, "I'm capable of handling this challenge." Over time, this builds mental strength and shifts your mindset from one of doubt to one of confidence. The key with affirmations is consistency. You can't just say them once and expect magic to happen. You need to repeat them daily, especially when you're feeling down or facing difficulties. The more you repeat them, the more your brain will start to believe them. And let's talk about emotional control and detachment. One of the Scarlet Witch's most powerful abilities was her ability to control her emotions. She didn't let fear, anger, or sadness dictate her actions. Instead, she chose how she wanted to feel and took control of her emotional state. You can do the same, especially when negative thoughts start to take over. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about not letting your emotions control you. When negative thoughts creep in, take a moment to breathe and center yourself. Acknowledge the emotion without letting it define your actions. This allows you to detach from the situation and respond in a calm, rational way, rather than reacting impulsively or letting anger or fear rule your decisions. Being able to detach from your emotions is an incredibly powerful skill because it gives you control. Instead of being at the mercy of your feelings, you can choose how to react. This is what the Scarlet Witch did to maintain her power. She didn't let the chaos around her dictate her actions. You can harness this same skill to stay calm and focused in the face of negativity. Moving forward, we reach self-compassion and acceptance. This rule is about understanding that you're not perfect, and that's okay. The Scarlet Witch, despite her immense power, had moments of doubt and vulnerability. But what made her powerful wasn't just her strength, it was her ability to embrace her imperfections and learn from them. When you practice self-compassion, you stop beating yourself up over mistakes or setbacks. Instead, you treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a close friend. You acknowledge that being human means making mistakes and that each mistake is an opportunity to grow. Self-compassion helps you avoid the trap of negative self-talk, which can spiral into deeper feelings of inadequacy or failure. When you stop criticizing yourself, You free up mental space to focus on growth and improvement. This shift in mindset is incredibly empowering because it allows you to move past your mistakes without letting them define you. Now, let's talk about consistency and patience. One of the reasons the Scarlet Witch was so formidable wasn't just because she could control her thoughts. It's because she did so consistently. She didn't give up when things got tough. She continued to hone her mental powers, even in the face of challenges. You need to do the same. Mental strength isn't built overnight. It takes time, practice, and effort. Just like learning a new skill, transforming your mindset requires consistency. The more you practice the techniques we've covered, whether it's visualization, positive self-talk, or emotional control, the more natural they become. Over time, you'll notice that your negative thoughts don't have the same power over you anymore. But you have to be patient with yourself and keep going even when it feels like nothing's changing. Patience is key because it allows you to stay focused on the long-term goal, mastering your mind. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results, but remember that every step forward counts, no matter how small. Keep practicing and eventually you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Finally, we wrap it up with empowerment and action. The Scarlet Witch's true power didn't just come from her mental control. It came from how she used that control to take action. She didn't sit idly by and wait for things to happen. She made things happen. And you can do the same by taking action on the changes you want to see in your life. You've learned the strategies to transform negative thoughts, but now you have to put them into action. Start small. Take the first step toward challenging those negative thoughts or changing your behavior. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first, keep pushing forward. Every small action you take is a victory in your mental journey. Empowerment comes when you stop feeling like a victim of your thoughts and start realizing that you have control. The more you take action based on your new mindset, the more powerful you'll feel. It's about using what you've learned to shape your reality and take charge of your life. The Scarlet Witch used her mental powers to reshape the world around her. Now it's your turn.